Okay, so this is a new series, and I'm kind of excited for it. Um, I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to code in Python, and it's gonna be day one of however many parts there are gonna be. So let's get started. Um, a bit of background. I've been coding for a bit, but you know, um, I'm just trying to help you guys out. But let's get started with just the basics. Probably do all the coding on Funny because it's probably just the simplest IDE out of all of them. Plus, you'll need to get used to it, especially with the command prompts and or the shell window if you want to call it that. But it's just good to get used to it now than later on. But it's really easy to install. All you have to do is go. Let me show you actually. Literally go on Chrome, search up Funny, download. Literally first click, then install it Windows, and then this one right here, and boom, you got Funny downloaded. Um, it's as easy as that. Um, but anyways, let's get started. I think just a bit of background. Let me tell you how this thing works. Um, this is your actual coding space right here, and then in here you got the shell. So here, say if you want to do um, just do that, nothing's gonna happen, and it's basically just gonna output whatever you've written in here. But you can also use this um, in other ways, which I'll show later on in the video. But for now, that's all you need to know. Okay, so there's that out of the way. There's that. You can make new tabs. That's pretty cool, and you can save them. The good thing about this is that you can actually save it to your SSD instead of using other platforms like Replit or other things. Maybe not Replit, maybe just like other cloud-based IDs. But I think this is probably the best, so we'll use this. And just more stuff that you don't really need to know. I mean, you can probably input different types of libraries from here and like graphics, so that's pretty cool. Um, it's pretty cool as well when you get a bit more advanced and get into Raspberry Pis. So there's also that. But anyways, let's get on with the actual episode one, guys. So let's start with the basic, print hello world, and let me just talk you through how this works. So you're gonna use this probably the most, but it's print, and this basically just outputs whatever you got inside your double brackets into the output window. So it's very useful, and you're gonna use it a lot. And then basically anything inside this, anything inside the speech marks will be outputted as what you want to output, because that's how it is. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so we got hello world here. This is a string, so yeah, if you want to have an integer though, so there's different integer types. We in the integer type, okay, so we got int, which is an integer. We got string. This is just things like hello. We also, so int would be like 90. Cool. We got bool, which is boolean values. So this could be true or false. There's literally only them two. Then we also got, what else do we have? We have float. Um, this basically just outputs decimal numbers. So um, stuff like this. Cool. You can also do have like a decimal point where it cuts off at like 2 decimal places, so that, but we'll get into that a bit later on. Um, what is that? Let's see. There's also char. This output, this just holds one singular character, so one singular string, and that's about it that you need to know for right now. But yeah, okay, cool. So back into here. So if you ever want to print, say, um, if it's just a string, you just want to put it into the double speech marks, and that's fine. But if you want to do an integer, so you want to cast it first, and basically just do that. And you can also do, you can cast hello as an integer. I mean, and that will pretty much um, that will turn these into ASCII values, and basically it won't be a string anymore. It won't be a set of letters. It'll be a set of numbers, and it will correlate to the ASCII number set. So A is, I'm pretty sure, equal to 65. So it will just go against the ASCII table. Basically, what ASCII does, it allows computers to represent text. So 65 will be 65 will be like A, as I mentioned before. 65 would be A, and basically this will be a binary value. So whatever that is in binary, and it's just like a set of, it's like a table where it contains all the letters, numbers, um, commas, full stops, all the punctuation, all the grammar, and it's all set in one table so that each computer can communicate with each other, and so there's no like interruptions of any sort. But so if we move on, we know about prints. We know about prints, and that basically just outputs it into the terminal down here, into the shell. And now let me introduce you to a new thing called inputs. Okay, inputs. So this will basically ask the user into the shell, into the command prompt, an answer, and it'll ask you for an answer, and you have to just type it back. So let me show you. So what is my name? Cool. If we run that, what is my name? And you can type it to it, and that's basically what it does. But we can do a step further, because realistically we're not just going to ask the name and then forget about it. What we're going to do is we're going to do say we'll do, actually we'll go like this, my name equals, and basically what this is called a variable, and what a variable does, it stores whatever value that we're giving it. So for this example, when we press run, it's going to ask me what my name is. Actually, let's make it a bit more cleaner. Let's do like this. So it's going to ask me what my name is, and I'm going to type in Cassian, yes? And nothing's happened, correct? But in the background, this name Cassian here, so my name, has been stored in the variable my name. So later on when we code more, so print, yikes, and then lastly print. Okay, pretend this is all like the line of codes I've done. Cool, it's not gonna be print, but yeah. Then if we just do print, because remember print outputs whatever is inside the brackets, and inside whatever's inside the brackets it'll output in the terminal. So what we shall do is we're gonna put my name inside of the brackets. So my underscore name. And guess what that will give us? So ask for my name, and also it will not go past line 2 here until I input, until I answer the question, until I give it whatever it wants. Then quickly, if I go again, boom, Prince Cassian. And if you wanna go like this, maybe make it look a bit more pretty, I guess. Oops. And bam, nice. We just did our first variable and print. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so now how about we get rid of this, and actually we'll keep this part. And what we're gonna do with this is I'm gonna ask the user, so me, for my name, and I'll store it into a variable my name. Then what I shall do is I can then do this. So if I want to use a variable, I always have to keep it outside of the speech marks. So you see how this part is in the speech marks? When you use a variable, you do not want to use the speech marks. You want to keep it just inside the brackets raw. Okay, so keeping that in mind, if you want to say my name is, now if you want to input my name into this, what we will do is we'll close the speech marks, do a comma to separate them two, and then we just input my name into this gap here. And basically what this does is that we pretty much just concatenated it at the end of the sentence. And basically what concatenated does is you can put a string plus a variable together, or you can do variable plus string, and you just, okay, not variable plus string, variable plus variable. Okay, so I have prepared a nice little challenge for us just to get ourselves warmed up, and let's read it together, then I'll let you guys do it, and then I'll go through with it with you guys. And yeah, but let's start. So we're going to do challenge run. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create these following titles as a variable. So we're going to do a variable for a type of food, we're going to do a variable for a type of plant, we're going to do a variable for a type of cooking, we're going to do a variable for a word to describe burnt food, and then finally we're going to do a variable to describe a household item. All of that into 5 different variables. Very nice, cool. Then we're going to do a nice little output sentence into the command prompt. We're going to do output a nice looking recipe page that concatenates a dish in this format. You'll do, I'm going to give you a hint, we're going to do print, and we're going to put the variables in here, or just a piece of string. So pause the video and have a go. It should be quite simple, but it's a good warm up to what I got prepared for later in the video. Okay, so let's go through it. What we want to do first is, of course, also when you want to make variables, you always want to have a nice, you don't just want to have, for say we're gonna ask for food, we're not just gonna say we're not just gonna say toilet equals apple, because they have no correlation. And when you have a bigger code, you get confused, and it's not good, especially when you're working with teams. You need a variable that matches what the answer will be. So for this, we'll do food. Yeah. And then following this, we will just go input, and we're gonna ask the user, what food would you like? And question mark. And this basically, what this basically does is just ask the user what food they would like, and then in here they'll ask, they'll write down what food they like. Okay, next up we got plants equals input, and we're gonna ask the user what plant do they like. Okay, nice. Next up, cooking. We're gonna do method. And we're gonna do what method do you use when cooking? Nice. Burn. We'll use that. Nice. And we're gonna do input. Sorry, my bad. Do input, and then we're gonna do input a word to describe burnt food. We just got that up. And then last up, just item. We can name it because we can. I'm gonna do inputs a household item. Nice. Whoops. Okay. Cool. So moving on, number 2, we can just do like this. Prints. We can start off with saying, let's see. I love cooking, especially when we can say, we'll close the speech marks and we'll do comma. I'll put method. And what this basically does is that will say, I love cooking especially when and then it'll put the variable method into it. And then we put comma again, and then we do speech marks. And then we can go on and say, I love cooking especially when I peel apples. I don't know why apples, but we say apples, yeah. Go on then. We'll do food. This can be anything, by the way, wherever the user inputs, but I'm just guessing they'll put peeling and apples. Peel apples. I'm gonna do full stop, I guess. And then we're gonna do full stop, just because that's how it is. And we could say, let's see, what could we say? We could say, I also like cactus. No, yeah, we use cactus. Can we eat cactus? Let's go with eating cactus. I also like cactus, but wait, I also like, remember to close it, and then we'll go plants, closing the thing, and we'll say I also like cactus, but they do not taste good burnt. I'm gonna say but they do not taste, let's say burnt. I'm gonna say burnt. Nice. Yeah, because you can input an item, but I don't think mine's gonna sound good if I just put random things in there, but you get the point. It's pretty simple. Before we run it, let's just comment these out because they're gonna interfere with our code. Boom, bam, bosh, and basically we just run it, and it'll ask us what food would you like. I say apples, cactus, peeling, nasty, but they do not taste good. Good, bad. Lord knows. Okay, this might be a bad sentence, but we move, guys. We move. And household item, scissors. I love cooking, especially when I peeling apple. I also like cactus, but they do not taste good. Bad burn. Okay, so it sounds a bit special, but you get the point, guys. You get the point. But it's pretty nice. Okay, so on the final challenge we got here is what you guys are gonna do by yourselves, and I'll read it out for you guys. And basically, you guys will do this on your own, and I'll put the answer in the description and at the end of the video, and just either put in the comments or don't. But I say put in the comments, and if you need any help, just write it down and I'll reply as fast as I can. But let's get on with it. Challenge 2. You're going to create your own adventure story that places your user in the role of the main character, and will even customize the story to suit their interests. Number 1. Ask your user to list a bunch of information about them. This could be like things they hate, names of family and friends, etc. It's up to you how many and what kinds of things you want to pick, but just make sure to keep it fun because at the end of the day, we're here to have fun. Number 2, you're just gonna construct your story. So you're gonna use what you put in here into here, using what we've learned about concatenating. This can be about anything you want, but you must use the variables, so you can't just like put a bunch of strings and just make your own paragraph because that's a bit too easy. But use the variables used in step 1. And finally, you just make sure to only work one paragraph at a time because it could get messy. And that's pretty much it. I'm putting you guys in the deep end, but it shouldn't be too hard, especially because we're only working with print and input. But later on, we'll be working with harder stuff, and it will be fun. Trust me, coding is fun. You'll love it, guys. But I think that's it for day 1, and just make sure to do challenge 2 and get better. And I'll see you guys in the next one.